100% fake free. This is the Robbie Cruz Show, and we're live from my garage. And famous people are going to sit right there. Nice. 90% of all single-use plastic goes to landfill or ends up in our oceans. UNsmother Nature. Let it breathe. We are on episode 7 of the Robbie Cruz Show. Welcome back to my garage. It's lovely to have you with us. If you haven't subscribed to the show yet, please go and do so. I know I ask you every time, but it'll be fantastic if you do. When we get to 300 subscribers or 400 subscribers, we are going to be celebrating every single victory. Like our guest today will say, or will tell you that small victories are very, very important. But yeah, we are here. We are on episode 7, and it's lovely to have you all with us. But it's more lovely to have a guy that is the boss of a no bullshit insurance company. Welcome to our studio in my garage, Gideon Galloway. Gideon, it's great to have you here. Where did you grow up?
Nelspruit.
Was it? Take us back to those years. How was it?
No, it was good. I'm in Lowveld. It's a beautiful place. It's warm, and it was it's still a bit smaller back then, so it's not a big city. It was quite. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's a beautiful place to grow up.
And then from there, you had to move to Pretoria, move up to Gauteng.
Yeah, I went to varsity, Tikkies, and I think I just wanted to break out out of not that Nelspruit was bad, I love Nelspruit, but I just wanted to go to the city and do something. And went to Tix and was in a hostel at Tikkies, and enjoyed it a lot. Never got my degree. So I had to change my course every year to stay in varsity, but
Well, there's some motivation for you. You're a boss of a massive insurance company and you don't have a degree. So the Richard Branson stuff there.
Well, at 23 I was still a waiter. My girlfriend left me, so I had no idea what to do with my life. So if you still don't know, don't worry, there's still time. There's lots of that only in their 50s or in their late 40s found their purpose, I guess.
Or know what they want to do.
So don't be too hard on. And I've got kids now, so I'm not too hard on them with that. I mean, they're probably going to change their minds 5 times over. And I think the world's moved so fast that you can change and really do what you love. No.
Are you a family man? Is that important to you? Is that something that's close to your heart?
Yeah, absolutely.
Growing up as well? Something that was instilled.
Yeah, our family is quite close. Me and my brother are still best friends. We're close family.
You also invest a lot of that invest a lot into your human capital, into your people at work. That's something that's important to you. Their happiness. Is that something that's always been there from day one, from when you started this?
Yeah, I'm a relational person. So I mean, everybody at work is friends. So I always tell my wife, I've got the best job in the world. So
you work with all your buddies.
There you go for a lunch or to do a deal, but I think so relationships has always been a big part of who I am, and the people are happy. There's a fish movie. It's the Seattle Piketown Fish Market, Pike Place Fish Market. They throw fish, and they became famous for their culture. And I watched that movie and I said, wow, how boring can it be to work in a fish market? And these guys are having fun and all of that. And I was working for Auto General, and I knocked the drywalls down, I knocked the offices flat.
Demolished it.
And took away all the white noise and put, so I normally would say in a call center, you can't put glass or anything there. So it was really a circus. But it was humming. There was a buzz. And people started to and change the dress code. People can come with anything to work, not because those days were a bit formal. And we broke all the records, and people had the most fun, and you can hear a smile over the phone. So I totally believe that if people are happy, they're more productive. And so if I look at our organization, it's always if you have more people that want to be there, like you call them insiders. So they talk about we and us and all of it, rather than outsiders. So they really want to be there. Then your company would naturally be more productive, better customer service and results. So that Pike Place Fish Market. I was at Seattle 2 years ago. So, and that's 17 years on. So it's not the original guys anymore. They're still throwing fish.
Still happy.
Yeah, I came there, they gave me a shovel. They said, put ice on the fish. So they get the customers to help. And they're making all the sales. There's 5 fish shops, and they doing all the sales, got all the customers, and they're having fun. I thought, you see, that's quite nice. So culture can be, I think, a unique business positioning to help you achieve what you want.
And that's when you moved to celebrating the small victories. They were actually laughing about this earlier because it's very important. I mean, whether it's one subscriber or whether it's, another policy that you've sold for king price or whatever, one of your guys, striking it big, 1,000 to 2,000. How important was that? I'm looking back now, I mean, we're laughing about it, but it's true.
So I truly believe in celebrating victories and small ones too. I always said, even if we failed, at least we tried. So now we had lots of things to celebrate, and then even through the tough times, then you work and you go through the night and all of that, and that's also fun because once you're through, there's a victory part.
And you gotta love those. You gotta. I mean, even if it gets too much, it doesn't really matter. But has it ever been, has it always been a success, or have you ever had failed businesses? Have you ever gone, this didn't work?
Yeah, lots. I had 14 businesses and only 3 worked. So, but I guess that is a bit of entrepreneurship, and you don't know. Well, I think most failures could have been avoided by just choosing the right partner. So, a little bit of homework. The one guy changed his name, and he was really a psychopath. But that would have been, and that would have been a one reference check. So I trust easily, and I still do. I'm gonna change that, and but was naively so when I was younger, and. Failure is part of it. Just pull the plug quickly. Don't burn too long. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then move on. And I don't know. I forgot the first question.
I'm just taking notes here. I'm just like, I could use this. I could use that. Brilliant business advice. No, about the partners. No failed businesses. That's actually what I wanted to know. Like, have you had any?
So I had a salvage yard. The guys took all the salvage, and he had a panel beating shop. So they just stole everything. I had trucks on a mine, and later on, that was a lot of money. It was probably over 20 million that this guy owed me, and opened up the report one day and saw the guy's been arrested by the Hawks. And he was stealing coal at a mine, and my trucks were driving the coal.
The stolen coal.
So that was quite a shocker. And so I had a search engine business, marketing business, HR business, the merchant business in Mauritius. Done. But focus is important. So King Price was always the one big thing that I wanted to launch, and
the baby in the back of your mind.
And all the other resources went into kind of funding this, and I learned when we launched, focus is important. So I closed everything else down. The one that I kept, I employed the new MD to 100% focus just on one business. I think when you're young, you want to do everything, and the problem is that you sacrifice something else. So focus on one thing and do it well. I would say.
Am I right in saying that you guys started in the garage?
Yeah.
Much like this one. Yes. Ironic.
When I left, we literally, so most other insurers start with the institution behind them or a bank or something. I pitched 42 times. It took me 4 years. So we literally did start from a garage. When we started, I volunteered varsity students. So 5 varsity students helped code the first IT system that we had. And our servers were in a garage like this in Benoni. Ravi, my partner then, is still with us. He started Hippo with me. when I was
yes.
So he was the first that came across, and so they reported to him, but it was his garage, and we kitted out of the servers and all of it. So it was quite cool that after a pitch, then you bring investors to the garage there, and I think most of the I noticed that's not a. So it wasn't a good. I would think it's awesome,
but necessarily that great.
When they see it, I think, okay, no.
Hopefully, this was a bit more positive. Like, you kitted out nicely. You served muffins when you got here, at least, like some good coffee. That's what you need. So and then King Price came, and I mean, it's years and years. It's not an overnight success. Nothing is an overnight success. But there were times during it where you must have been like, I'm done, X-Cloud, I don't want to do it anymore. Motivation, what kept you motivated?
And so I'm quite persistent, and I'm always. So first of all, if I knew today what I knew then, I wouldn't have started it probably. And that's a cool thing. You don't have to know everything. I would have probably, the risks would have been too much. So it's sometimes good to just have faith in a dream and go, and you build the ship while you're sailing. So there was, our third year, it was, we wrote a new IT system. So our servers were down probably 20% of the time. The volumes were too big. And that's one day a week. And so you, with a customer on the phone, then boom, the thing goes off. And so it's backline service, all of it. So we wrote a new IT system and we had to put it live, and we didn't have the funding to run 2 parallel systems. So I just said, pull the switch, the new system, and the lights went off. We couldn't, there was clients that we debited, so sorry clients, whatever. We debited.
Apologies now.
We debited them 6 times, others we didn't debit, we had no clue. And we had to, today Prudential Authority, FSB was on our case. We lost 20,000 clients.
That's the Financial Services Board, eh?
Yeah.
So they were watching you.
It was really, so it was, I'll tell you now what we did, but there's 180 million that we didn't collect in premiums at 3 months. Up until then, the business launched with 200 million. So to give you an idea, we doubled the capital required and all of that. And so I bought army hats for the whole company. I think we were only 250 staff then, and set back to how we did it in the old days. Spreadsheets, and everybody worked till late at night, got pizzas, army hats, and we went out to clients, gave them gift bags, and we manually sorted everything out within 3 months. So the system still kept on working, but you had to recon everything and all of that. And after 3 months, nice. And today we've got one of the best IT systems, no legacy or anything. Is updated every minute, cloud-based, all of those things. So there will be tough times, and lots of stories like that. But I guess if you never give up, and hope is probably as long as there's hope, and then it gives you energy to carry on, I guess.
But from the beginning, you were always all about no BS either. Just straightforward. This is how it works. We're not going to pay you in a few years' time. We're going to give you the cheapest, and that's it. That's how it works. Partly why I wanted to start King Price was I don't think and I think a lot has changed in the industry. But back then, you would find a 40-year-old Tanny and paying 3 times the premium just because she's loyal and she'll stay there.
And your cars depreciates. So when we launched, everybody said, "How can that work?" But that's logical. If the asset goes, if it depreciates, insurers up your premium. So if it goes down, why don't you just drop it, and you still take your margins. We all want to make money. It's not like you. It's a charity. But do it fairly, and so that was always a passion of mine. We said it's not a niche insurance. We wanted to be there for the masses, and then from the profits do good for South Africa, make a difference.
Now, when you walked in earlier, I told you to have a look at the sign. That's what I usually do to the guests that come in. I'm not plastic. What does that mean to you when you read that sign?
I thought about Barbie. Barbie doll. So I don't know why.
No, if it's that kind of vibe, it's that kind of vibe.
What's that song, man? I'm not plastic, but I'm fantastic.
It's fantastic. I'm a Barbie girl.
Yeah, so,
honesty, I like it.
Yeah, I guess be real. So it's always, when I read it, apart from the obvious nature and plastic part, but the human side is, I believe that if you can just be yourself, be real, and that's probably one of the best human qualities you can have, and not to wear a mask. And so when I point people at Kid Price as well, especially senior people, I go out and drink a beer with them. It's amazing how alcohol breaks down walls, and you look past the masks, and so that's what I think about. This is if you can just be yourself and be real, and not be pretentious, I guess.
I like it. It's nice. It's one of the better answers we've had. Look, it started with Barbie and ended with that. It's very good. I like very positive. Well done, sir. Well said. Now, on the social media side of things, you guys do stay very relevant, which I think is very cool. And getting on board with guys like Bo de Bosch, Rescue Ronnie, he's got a little thing that he does at the moment, but go follow him as well. He does very cool stuff. Why that decision? Obviously, the last while, is it because of a lot of people on social media, the youngsters? What's that?
Yeah. When we started, online is a big part of our marketing strategy. Still, about 80% of all our advertising is via online, and social media is obviously part of that. I'm not on social media. I'm not on Facebook or anything. People on
Bless your soul. You are so lucky. You are so lucky.
And my neighbor always comes to me and says, "It's a nice article that you wrote." So I've got a media team on LinkedIn writes articles and stuff like that.
I was actually looking, I saw this man's only got a LinkedIn page. That's all. So it's like he only needs business. I don't even know.
No, so they're wonderful. They get great articles, but at least they would interview me beginning of the month and get a couple of topics, and then I would write it. So I at least know the topics, but they run it, and we've got probably 10 people in that team that responds instantly to clients' needs on Facebook, everywhere. So it's not. So we're really on top of it. If there's a complaint somewhere, we phone them immediately, resolve it. And I think companies. So the one big thing I don't like is autoresponders. You know,
we will get back to you, send us and those.
So we don't have those, it's just how we launched. We said no, we can't hide. I mean, your clients is your business. So try. So I think social media is definitely part of that, and then with the youth, obviously, and then Bauer Bosch and all of that. That started more of a. Benny, yes,
victories, yes, that's right.
So he came to us and said his dad always gave him the grappies or jokes. And he said, "Can he shoot us one? And if it works, then cool." Then he shot a tracker one.
Oh yes, I remember.
And it worked brilliantly. So we took a chance.
Yeah, the testicles one as well. Yes,
there's a couple. I mean, he made 5. So he takes these lame jokes, but he's got.
But that's innovative thinking. I mean, that's forward thinking for you guys. It's something that you got to do, you know.
So, and we don't have the big marketing spend like other insurers. And I love humor. So it's a way to get into. I don't want to say cheap marketing. We also want to entertain people.
And you don't know how viral it's going to go, so you don't know how many people are going to see it. That's the other thing. And it can't finite it can basically be for free.
And I wish we didn't sell insurance. I mean, that's not the most sexy thing to say. I'm an insurance. I wish we sold tequila or something cool, you know, or a clothing brand with no insurance. It's a grudge purchase.
Yeah, that's true. Then, I've been loving my time with you, but I just got to ask you. It's needless to say, you guys have got a big company, you guys have got a lot of people working there. Your carbon footprint is naturally going to be high. People are traveling, this, that, you know. I've been to your offices. How do you guys make sure that you reduce, reuse, recycle, make sure that your footprint isn't too big?
That whole main area's got that green buildings. So at least, and then we've got a restaurant on top there. So we don't have plastic straws and those type of things. We've
had some good parties up there as well. It's a nice place.
And So obviously we don't have sun panels and stuff like that. That would probably be a next move to use less electricity. We're always aware. Our staff as well is to make a difference. So it's not just let's say environmentally, but also in people's lives and all of that. So we get involved in communities and try and give back and make a difference. So I think that to look after Earth or us is part of that. So. Yeah.
Well, trying to save the planet one straw at a time. You got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? You got to start somewhere and celebrate the small victories. I like it. That's something that I'm going to keep from this. I like it. Every subscriber, we're going for it. But listen, Gideon, I could probably spend the rest of the day talking to you. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for coming in, and thanks for being a not plastic person. When we go through filters and we look at the show, we invite a guest and we say, we're getting this person on for a certain reason. This is not a paid for advertisement in any way. I watched a video of you being interviewed and I thought to myself, wow, this is a great guy. So thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Robbie.
And all the best for the future. I know it's going well now and I hope that it goes even better in the future.
No, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, bless. Well, that's the end of episode 7. Like I mentioned, please subscribe down here. Check it out. But we've got next, I'm Not Plastic, your featured guests. Keep watching and do that. We're going to have some more coffee.
It's good to have Dom here from the Refillery. What exactly is the Refillery? I've seen photos, I've been to the shop, it's really cool to me. Explain, please.
Cool, so we are a single-use plastic-free grocery store. We supply anything and everything that you'd find in a normal grocery store. We're growing a bit of a fresh range at the moment, little bits and pieces at a time, but basically anything you want from a supermarket, you can come in, you can get from us, be it personal cleaning, personal hygiene, cleaning products, oils, vinegars, pastas, rice. We got you covered. Fruits, nuts, whatever it is, coffee.
Anything.
We've got you.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that single-use plastics is something that's not available in your store? It's something that you guys have gotten rid of, and is that where the idea was born?
100%. So for us, the damage that single-use plastics does to the environment is a horrific thing that we've seen firsthand. We used to travel a lot for work. We've lived overseas for 10, 12 years. And part of what we did for work was we worked on yachts and we travel around the world. You go to the most beautiful place you could ever imagine on the planet. People have either saved their entire lives for it or you're taking billionaire guests to this place. And then you go, hey guys, we're just going to leave you on the boat for a bit. We'll go set up on the beach and you got to go and clean plastic up off the beach. Nobody lives there, but there's plastic there. So for us, it was born out of that, and we saw these beautiful places and we thought, yes, like this is terrible. We're destroying us and our kids will never be able to see places in the world like this, like we have, because there's going to be even more rubbish and pollution. So we kind of thought, okay, like it's an issue, but it's too big for us. Like, what can we do? Whatever.
And then you're only one man. Yeah.
That's it, So, and then over the next couple of years, we were thinking more and more about it. And then we'd seen over in Europe the zero waste stores that existed over there, and also back in New Zealand as well. And we thought they're cool, they're awesome. We thought we could add a little bit of our own style to them that we thought might make them a little bit better, a little bit nicer or whatever, in our opinion.
A little bit cooler, yeah.
Just in our opinion.
Yeah.
And then we were actually looking at coming back to South Africa and we thought, but what are we going to do for work? And I said, why don't we actually bring this here, introduce our way of doing it to here, and see if we can get the market on board. So it was a bit of a risk, especially in Joburg, because look, there's not a lot of awareness, or there wasn't a lot of awareness around a zero waste lifestyle and that sort of thing when we started a couple of years ago. But it's growing all the time and it's gathering more and more momentum all the time. So
if you look now, if you see where you guys are at, how many shops have you got?
So we just opened our third one now.
Wow.
Yeah, which is cool. So we've got the first two down in Joburg, and then we just opened in Pretoria 10 days ago.
So it's a reality now. It's
yeah.
happening. And
it is.
How's the feeling? How is it seeing, this empire that I've started it's getting legs?
I'd love to be able to call it an empire.
Of course. I think
we
we
might-
from people
we
like
might-
the feet and the word of mouth, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
People
look,
want to do.
The word of mouth has been awesome, hey? It's been amazing to watch the growth from when we opened the first one up in Four Ways down in Joburg. And then we took a gamble last year to open. We opened our second one 3 weeks before the whole COVID lockdown situation, which was
not ideal, but
yeah. Look, if I could have taken that back at the
especially
time, I would
fresh
have.
stuff, yeah, like
And we were
that didn't make it into the business plan originally. did
Dude,
it?
no, like we thought we were pretty well prepared and covered for most like eventualities of the world, but we did not predict
that.
the global pandemic, unfortunately.
Oh, gee.
But so we had a really tough few months during that. But in the long run, it's actually put us in like good stead. It's actually grown our awareness in a lot of ways, or people's awareness of us, sorry. And look, hopefully if we can survive that, we should be able to survive anything.
100%.
So hopefully we can just carry on growing and we can have a refillery that's accessible for everybody.
So for somebody that doesn't understand, you walk in and everything from packaging through to the stuff that you sell, is it organic? Is it I mean, to explain more,
Yeah.
to elaborate about it.
So basically you'll come into the store, you've got three options. You can bring your own containers from home. We just weigh those first and we'll write the weight underneath, fill up with whatever you want. Then we just deduct the weight of the container when we're weighing it. So you just pay for the amount that you actually buy. The next option is we've got paper bags in store, which you can chuck a product in. And same thing, just weigh and go. Or we've got glass bottles and jars and that sort of thing that you can buy in store if you don't have your own or you want new ones or whatever. So you can buy those. So in terms of our products, we try to be as organic as we can. We're not 100% certified organic. What we prefer to do, rather than having a full range of certified organic products, we use a lot of small suppliers. They can't afford the certifications for their products, or they don't actually see the value in it. It basically triples the price of your product straight away.
Just to put a little stamp on it. Yeah.
And it's always up for
it's supporting-
interpretation.
Yeah, but sorry, that's also supporting. I mean, companies that or businesses that are tiny that don't have
100%.
these logistics and being able to get a truck in and do
Yeah,
this.
so where we can, we try to support those sorts of businesses as well, as it's more reflective of who we are as well. We're only a small business, Look, we're trying to grow, and we would love to be able to, and what we have done is get people who are also starting small businesses, and then they've grown with us as well, where maybe it was somebody who started doing something on the side, and now this is their full-time job, which is awesome. And they've also got greater quality control as well when it's such small batches of whatever their product might be. So we'd rather use those guys. We know their products are organic. They're not certified, so we can't plaster it everywhere, but I will guarantee the quality of our products all the time. That's such a high focus and priority for us. Keep it as fresh, as local, as organic and clean as possible. And that way you as a customer is getting a better quality of product, but at a more reasonable price as well. Because at the moment, the reality is with COVID, people's expendable cash, like everybody's so conscious of what they're spending and how they're spending it as well. So it kind of creates a responsibility on us to ensure that we're also playing a part in that as well.
Amen. And I like how it was born also, the fact that, the beaches.
Yeah, look, it was
ridiculous.
It was crazy, man.
I mean, there's some beaches that humans haven't even touched that plastic is touched.
Yeah, exactly. And it's literally people who have paid millions of euros to come on a holiday, and you take them to this pristine, isolated place, and then you go, when you get closer, you go, oh, no, distract them. Poof, put foot, you go over, clean it, and you're like,
Deckhands.
yeah, 100%, man. And like, so you think, like, how, whether it's plastic bottles or just packaging or fishing nets,
Microplastics.
slops, man, slops.
Everywhere.
You're cruising around in the middle of the ocean, flip-flops, just chilling, and you go, like, you might not have seen land for like a couple of days, and you're like, there's a floating island of just junk and slops and whatever, and you're like, please, man, we need like, and look, hey, it's only a small it's a small thing that we've tried to do, and if we can make a little bit of a difference and we can show that it's not as daunting and as stressful and as crazy as you think, it's not like people pigeonhole it. Yeah, but if everybody makes tiny little steps, then you can have a proper impact, and everybody's little impact together combined, that's when you can make actual progress and we can start reducing that pollution. So that's the focus for us, is getting everybody to take those little small steps, see it's not as big a project as they think it is in their mind. And then when you start out little, you realize it's not as hard. So then you go, hang on, actually next time I'm in, maybe I'll grab that. Maybe I'll grab that as well. And you go, awesome, that's one less piece of plastic there, one less piece. Then they're refilling those time and time and time. So then it like creates that snowball, you know, it's so cool for us to be able to sit back and see as well.
Saying no to plastic, it's the best. I'm not plastic. Did you see the sign? What do you think when you read that?
Yes, you know what? It's such a cool, like for me, it's just simple. It's clear. It's crisp, and you go, like it sends a message right away. There's no ambiguity, no floss to it or whatever. So you go, and I think that's also where a lot of people get caught up is overthinking it too much and everything like that as well. Where you can just go, boom.
That's it.
There it is. Like, so I think it's awesome, and it's helping create more awareness as well. And then the more sort of projects that pop up like that as well, then the more of us that can team together, the more we can grow everything, you know?
That's it. Well, listen, thank you very much for coming in. I look forward to chatting to you guys again, collaborating with you in whatever way we can. But we at I'm Not Plastic and the Robbie Cruise Show love what you guys are doing, and we're going to come buy those figs again. That's for sure.
You
All
must.
the way from Cape Town.
Come in, you must let us know when you're coming in. We'll put on a spread for you.
There we go. I like that. But go check the Refillery. They got their 3 stores as well, and you can check them on social media. They're doing an incredible job. But Dom, thank you so much, and
pleasure, man.
Tell the team.
Awesome. Cheers.
That's it.